Tourist brochures and science define Dassam Falls as a geological landmark, a sudden drop where the Kanchi River spills over the edge of the plateau. The indigenous Munda tribes hold a different perspective. To them, these cascading waters are a living deity. These tribal legends are far more than local stories. They point to a spiritual sanctuary hidden within the landscape, where the mist itself is treated as an active participant in the valley. To understand how Dassam Falls actually functions, we have to look past the physical measurements of falling water and see how the Munda have mapped this environment through their ancestors. Reaching the falls requires navigating the Taimara Valley. The fog is so thick here that local drivers stop to pray before entering the mountain passes. Entering the valley creates a sharp sensory shift. The dead silence of the misty forest is suddenly replaced by the roar of the river. This atmosphere is why locals believe these specific waters act as the thinning point between worlds. It's also why certain areas at the base of the falls are strictly off-limits to outsiders. The valley serves as a natural boundary, separating casual visitors from those who recognize the falls as a sacred space. The Munda people are the long-standing custodians of this region, maintaining a deep connection to the land that dictates how water is used and perceived. The name Dassam contains a specific linguistic clue. The prefix da, highlighted here, means water, but in the Munda context, it specifically refers to the presence of ancestral memory. While a geologist sees one waterfall, the Munda see 10 distinct streams, each with its own identity. Their oral histories assign a specific spiritual entity to guard each of these 10 separate flows. To the tribe, the falls are a collective monument, a physical map of their ancestors, rather than just a collection of water. The Sarna faith is practiced here through the placement of vermilion, flowers, and grains on the wet rocks. Pilgrims use the heavily ionized air and water spray for spiritual purification, making the physical properties of the falls part of their ritual. But the faith establishes strict taboos. Certain zones at the base of the falls are considered cursed, and humans are entirely forbidden from entering them. This topographical map reveals the myth's practical effects. Taboo areas align exactly with the deadliest terrain, preventing fatal accidents on dangerous rocks. Expanding out, the mist's visual shroud prevents human encroachment into the pool's fragile microecosystems, acting as conservation tools. Munda folklore functions as a practical system for survival, a framework where spiritual boundaries do the work of safety signs and environmental regulations. This chart shows how projected 2026 climate shifts could impact the river. As the water flow dips, the falls face a new level of environmental stress. Commercial tourism poses an additional threat. Rapid expansion often ignores the traditional taboo zones, turning a site of careful spiritual management into a vulnerable tourist commodity. To protect the falls, the Munda are reasserting their role as custodians, insisting that the site remain a place of worship, where traditional boundaries are respected. We are seeing a direct conflict between these ancient methods of landscape protection and the pressures of modern consumption. The mist of Dassam Falls remains a protective barrier, maintained by the beliefs of those who live here. The connection between the landscape and the divine stays intact through the continued storytelling of the Munda tribe. Protecting places like this requires us to stop seeing natural wonders as just geological resources to be used. If we are to survive a changing environment, we can learn from the Munda and start treating the Earth's landmarks as living sanctuaries.